per 100 miles of the coast.
You know, I'm gonna say I won that round.
Normally, however, dragon attacks are rare in summer, with only 1 or 2 recorded. Eli the Dragon is a jerk is her response to it.
I was like, the dragon's name is just Eli.
You can generate your own fake news article. Oh, Jesus. One day we will have fun with
that. They're involved in getting struck by lightning. And winning. So yeah, I really have to wonder what the downside of the scepter is, or rather what the upside of the bat is, because the scepter just seems better.
Maybe the bat did more damage per hit, you're right.
Well, it ought to say.
Let's see.
Oh, what is the big boy doing? I tried to use my mutations I don't have.
Okay, maybe it was only 2. Your new XFL football team. The XFL is a strange thing.
What the hell? Oh, the enemies are all so strong. Making it for enemies higher rank? That's really dumb if it does.
The XFL is a strange thing. An alternative American football league led by the CEO of the World Wrestling Entertainment, where regular football rules are altered for more maximum entertainment. On Wednesday, the XFL revealed the names and logos of the 20 teams that the league had created for the 2020 season. The league could, in theory, have gotten creative if they'd wanted to. Instead, the names would have passed completely unremarked among NFL real teams. Renegades, Roughnecks, Defenders, Guardians, Wildcats, Dragons, Vipers, and Battlehawks. This is clearly a missed opportunity. David Greiner, Adweek's creativity director, had a question for me. What if they had used a neural network to name the teams instead? Text-generating neural networks try to predict what comes next in a sequence of letters, but they're relying on probability rather than understanding. So their predictions can be a bit off.
Okay.
I've used them to generate things like snacks called the Gray Sea Dipping Slugs, paint colors like Stanky Bean.
They called out Stinky Bean?
Yes.
Yay!
And high school robotics teams called Ham and Panthers, or simply Threat. Sometimes the neural networks only know what's in a very limited database. I've trained them on, and sometimes use pre-trained neural networks like GPT-2. Or very limited data set I've trained them on. And sometimes I use a pre-trained neural network like GPT-2 and Grover that I've learned from millions of websites. Coincidentally, on the same day that the XFL were announced, OpenAI released a version of the neural network, GPT-2, that's twice as big as the previous version I've been using in the past. And I decided to give GPT-2 the list of the 8 XFL teams and see if the neural network could figure out what was the list of things that could be sports teams, and then add more sports teams to the list. I present to you a few of the neural network suggestions. They do have more personality, I'll give them that. So, the XFL teams that it suggests are the Bubbles,
that's already...
the Wombats with a Z,
I like it.
the Tiny Destroyers, the Kraken Guard,
Tiny Destroyers are my favorite so far.
the Nimbus Knights,
That's slightly cool.
the Warp Ravens, the Forsaken, the Dawnbringers, and the Wither Shards.
That's too epic.
I, for one, am looking forward to that first game between the Wither Shards and the Bubbles. You can try generating your own here.
The way forward is open.
Look. Is that all?
Stanky.
I feel like there was another one, but I don't see it, so maybe not.
God damn, they had to complain on their Discord about just randomly getting struck by lightning and dying, because it's not a thing that should happen in your video games.
And they'll tell you, why didn't you see the warnings?
Well, at least then they'll tell me what the warnings are.
vegetal.
Good end.
Alright, what are the additional football teams in the email here?
It's a football.
It's a Stone Luigi. I've noticed Vinny really likes to make Mario say really gross things when he voices Mario.
That's
Yes.
okay. I'm just thinking off the top of my head, and that's quite the best. I don't like particularly gross things. They're gross. Endo time!
Let's see. Some more of the suggestions.
Fireheart mutation.
Mine protects me from fire.
These are additional suggestions for football teams. The Yaks, the Kittens, the Moon Shark, not plural, just one.
They are collectively a shark.
Yes. The Scoopers,
Oh no.
the Sky Whales, I'm Fine, and you.
That must be fun for the caster to read off.
Nestlings, the Tiggers,
I don't think that works.
the Sightseers, the Stones, the Hawks,
They're just cannibal hawks.
Thunder Legion, that sounds like a team. The Fangry Jackals.
Fangry?
Yes. They have sharp teeth and they're mad, okay?
I mean, I guess that's scary.
The Mantis Shrikes,
Ooh, a dual tape deck!
Artifact acquired.
just on the ground.
In a 2-key chest.
Oh, that's still worth it.
Oh yeah, I think it's a great deal. Maybe. No, it is. Nice to have a key left over.
The Mantis Shrikes, the Spider Eaters. You'll like this one. The Mork and Mork.
The Mork and Mork?
Yeah, MORK''MORK.
That's amazing! Yeah, I love it. I want to be them. I wanna
Kronk
be them.
and the Giants Lions.
What?
Kronk and the Giants Lions. GIANTS Lions.
That's not grammatical.
And the Stormy Tanks.
I'm a vampire.
Floppy.
Floppy.
And then let's see what the news article thinks here. These are the additional news articles.
This game really needs to be to communicate better with the player, though. I'd say that's my single biggest criticism, is there's just too much that just, I don't know, guess and maybe figure it out next time.
Aw, this puts that it's at the Onion, which automatically makes it sound less fake or less real anyway. But once you get past that, life hack: make a house out of ketchup packets. June 6th, 2019. Righty McAuthorface. Sesame C, a wise man, taught us the golden rule. If you steal something from your brother, you must return it. A wise man also taught us to look for 10 ways to pay for laundry and never to get your cat started on ketchup packets. Here's a handbook on how to make a house out of leftover ketchup packets.
Oh god, I'm gonna fight a boss without a ranged weapon again.
Step 1. Reuse. If you're tired of...
Oh, really?
It's the same guy again?
Yeah. Okay. I got you figured out. Ow.
You don't got it figured out.
He can use spreads for a little bit. Oh, I figured it out.
So just jump over him and spike.
Ow. It's inconsistent. Yeah, drop kick him a bunch.
So his spikes are harmful spikes.
Yeah, just sort of swiftness of his attack.
Recommendation 1. Reuse. If you're tired of
There's so many
thieving...
guys though.
If you're tired of thieving paste from other people's sinks, use your ketchup packets for vases. We plan to pack several into an old wooden coffee can, freeze the end, and then fill with glitter and colored glass.
I can also abort my kick into a flappy flap to just do that, and you can't do anything about it. And he keeps poking his friend in the eye.
Recommendation 2. Make 3 big bunches. Pack 4 or 5 handfuls in the plastic bag. Mummify them in plastic and throw in a triple pan. Close and lock the plastic bag. I don't know what any of that meant.
I need to heal. Give me some way of healing. I wish this guy wasn't just constantly on my back.
Go away to the other end, then flap over the top of it.
Like that. Oh, God, I missed.
Open.
Let me come back for that.
Recommendation 3. Hold together by magic.
Does a vibe.
Okay, I feel a lot better now. Well, yeah, just use magic, you dummy.
Take 2 piles of ketchup packets, one at a time, and string them together. A siren will tell you to hold them together, and then you will know that the opening of the first pot will be aligned with the closing of the second pot. I don't know what they're talking
You're
about.
like a magic foot magician.
Change their names. The ketchup packets have 2 names. One that only you know, and one that everyone else knows, but you don't know until you test it. How about Poppy Toast Cookies?
What the hell does any of that mean?
I don't know. How about Poppy Toast Cookies and Feta Cheese Wedges?
Okay, that was actually a fun fight that felt unfair, but the fact that I won, I feel like the odds were against me, which makes my victory better.
Just let me finish this though.
The ketchup needs to have 2 names.
Yeah. How about Poppy Toast Cookies and Feta Cheese Wedges? Now everybody knows about you but your arch enemy, the Acorn of Bagura.
What?
That's what it says.
I want to know how this was created.
With the, it's called Grover.
Acorn of Bagura knows.
Number 5, be good neighbors. We want to make our neighbors feel welcome. Use the peanut butter and jelly spread to attach your sandwich and your ketchup packets
Oh,
to.
she has nothing to say to you if your head isn't weird.
Not the door handles, as that would just be awful. Number 6, spread them out. Extend your vases by filling them with the 2 remaining tins of pastel-hued ketchup
Key
packets.
acquired.
Really pastel hued, okay.
Number 7, bagged lunches. You may want to use your ketchup packets to make a giant package of your own packaging and call it truck off for lunch in the morning. Number 8, add a touch of soap. Rinse and dry a large container of your favorite soap. Add the ketchup packets to the soap, then push it through and freeze it, beaming your community as it always stays fresh and clean. Your neighbor will be confused when you just happen to have leftover olives in your refrigerator.
Alright, yeah, he has nothing bad to say about you if your head's not weird.
Number 9, use your trick to draw attention to their place. Use the back of a mold-resistant ketchup packet to draw a map. Use the neighborhood landmarks like milk containers and frozen bananas. Then make a poster by blending the packets with moldy wallpaper.
What is that? What? What?
And 10. Show that you mean business. Put your ketchup packets, along with your shame, into steaming, warbling pot of clear water in your home's hallway.
I don't know how to do that.
Boil it until you can hear them weep, and then trash it in your neighbor's backyard. If you're feeling good about your skills, you may convert them into powerful pesto that will help your neighbor with a critical business venture.
Powerful pestos.
Sesame seed. They say life never gets old, but that's only true if you're cold. Still, you could use a few more recipes that will stay fresh and useful long after you've moved out of your house. Second one. NASA's shocking discovery. The moon is made of green cheese. Again, June 6th, writing the author pays the onion. Washington. In a shocker of a discovery that scientists described
No.
Thursday as incredibly unlikely, NASA's Ames Research Center revealed that the moon is made of green cheese. We've long known the moon is a pockmarked, toxic, albeit fascinating hunk of rock that resembles a lump of cashews.
What?
But we are totally shocked when we accidentally did a chemical analysis of a sample of ring-shaped crater on our home planet.
They accidentally analyzed
Yes.
it.
And it turned out to be a velvety, cheesy compound, said Ames astronomer Sean McKeon, highlighting an image of skeletal fragments of cottage cheese lined up like the concentration of projectile moths. What? Protruding from the structure. We are still digesting the implications of the giant cheese sponge that actually rotates itself. Some of the marble-sized crystals contain air bubbles and veins made that from spheres of cheddar cheese rye, and the key holographic feature encased in the crater in a row of ribbons. In contrast, McKeon warned that satellites orbiting the moon are primarily made of nitrocellulose, which is cheaper and more easily transported than green cheese.
How's it?
The onion again. I guess that she just put in the onion so people would know that they're fake if they got moved somewhere else.
I mean, not that they could be real, but
Godzilla has destroyed New York.
God.
Eddie McAuthor face. Our great city has been ravaged by an enormous monster that comes out of nowhere to continue the devastation from a previous gigantic volcanic eruption. Mayor Bill de Blasio can no longer attend the funerals of the famous people who died. The races are almost sure to cancel the citywide parades, and the deficit is almost certain to rise. Don't be afraid to get used to the uneasiness. This is not the last that you will see of the beast. This is not the same giant bird that slammed into John F. Kennedy's limousine in Dallas, but this is not the sweet spot that exploded beneath the beachfront of Fire Island. This is not the old T-Rex of Shinnecock Swamp.
really?
This is not death from above. The
What?
great monster of New York City is something different. Godzilla has been coming to the city for generations.
Has he? Well,
Beginning
yes.
in the past year, for generations, beginning in the past year,
The very
with
short
Fisk-
generations.
Yes, with the Fisk Hillbank incident, and later destroying the Connecticut Street Bridge. A bridge many of us had thought we could... A bridge many of us thought we could be safe from these days. Mayor de Blasio once expected there would be no need for a Manhattan evacuation for fear of earthquake or terrorist attack. I believe all the time this giant thing just went away. All caps. Just today, I had to continue my work around this area. It seems, and I remember having to keep a cool breeze off this pile of rubble. It seems to be a heat wave. The exact kind
What are we
of
talking about?
Godzilla.
Are we now?
Yes. The exact kind of ordeal our ancestors made a great history from years ago. How does it feel to be creating history from this kind of content? Is it different now? No? And yesterday I was walking across the thoroughfare of Lower Manhattan.
Oh, physics happening! Mother Chair was having a seizure.
My rear view mirror stopped in my right between my rear view mirror stopped in my right between the row of large office buildings.
What does that mean?
I don't know. And I remember seeing Godzilla crawling at the moment of impact.
That's what he does.
His enormous face veiled, moving through the streets with endless energy and speed at devastating pace.
Endless speed! Oh no!
He's playing big rigs, and he's going backwards. I have to make sure that our financial... Whoa. Where did I scroll? I have to make sure that our financial system was secure from this one. Yet the giant reptile entered and walked across lower Manhattan, putting thousands of employees in danger and crushing every infrastructure-related business.
Uh-huh.
The Trader Man,
Oh no! What?
who had been sitting at the desk only a moment ago, was lying and had collapsed beside his desk.
The Trader Man?
Somehow our financial system had survived it all.
Not the Trader Man, I'd assume.
Nope. Sounds like he died.
Well, I mean, that's a good thing, right?
The Trader Man?
Oh, I think the Traitor Man. I think that's
No.
kind of funnier.
Then, yesterday, as I was making my way to Park Avenue to write on the sidewalk...
Oh, thank you, Dan Prison.
Did you hear that?
What? No.
This is Mayor de Blasio that was talking about speaking. Then, yesterday, as I was making my way to Park Avenue to write on the sidewalk, Godzilla left behind a trail of destruction that covered just a few blocks.
What?
Ripping down some buildings, smashing into others, and tearing roofs from others, and creating large cracks in the public sidewalks and walls.
That fiend.
Godzilla's men, katanas